Welcome to GEMZ Empire.
Remember, each and every one of you are your own bubbles, regardless of the bigger bubble. You all move at your own rate, your own pace. It's up to you to determine what that pace is by the choices that you make. And that's all you need to focus on. Please remember, just by living your life, you act as a living example so that others can see and can choose, if they so desire, to match your frequency. And so in that sense, you are sharing it with others just by being yourself, because you become, oh, how shall we put it, infectious.
Wow.
You understand?
Yes.
Your vibration radiates. Your heart has intelligence, and that it actually communicates to every other heart. Literally, electromagnetically. All your hearts right now are talking to one another. Literally. I am not making this up. It is not just a philosophical idea or a euphemism or a metaphor. Your hearts are talking to each other in electromagnetic pulses right now. You are sitting in each other, immersed in each other's expanding heart bubbles. Listen to this, think about this, picture this, give energy to this, and you will see what kind of impact you have all the time. Every single beat of your heart sends out an electromagnetic 360-degree spherical bubble at the speed of light. That electromagnetic pulse, 186,300 miles per second. That means instantly, nearly, every single one of those bubbles pulsates around and through the entire planet from every single being on it. You are immersed in each other's heartbeats. When you begin to talk to your own heart, you will know how to talk to others, sometimes without saying a thing, with your mouth or your brain, which sometimes is for the best. No offense. But you, each and every one of you, have been at war between your brains and your hearts and your bodies. It is time to allow them their due and to allow them their own unique communication and to function as a triad to work together harmoniously. At any given moment, like this one, and 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 this one, at any given moment, you act to the best of your ability on the thing, whatever it is, that contains the highest joy, that you have the highest capability of taking action on, whatever it is. What you people call careers, projects, goals, achievements, they aren't. They are none of those things. You all have the same career. You all have the same goal. You are all achieving the same thing, and that is this. All you have to do, the only goal you have in life, the only career you have in life, is to be yourself as fully as you can. How you choose to go about doing that at any given moment, how you choose to express the goal, how you choose to express the life career of being yourself is up to you, and that is what most of you call your careers, your projects, your jobs. It's the expression that you're talking about. Those are not your goals. You are the goal. How you want to do it is up to you. The idea, therefore, is to understand again, it doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter how you do it, as long as, at every given moment, when you look at all the options available to you at that moment, whatever they may be, whatever they may be, whatever they may be, the idea, again, is to keep it simple, moment to moment, step by step. It doesn't mean that there might not be some expression that is what you call a life-spanning career or project. It might turn out to be that, it might not. But you don't have to know that. The point simply is you will unerringly be led to whatever you need to do in whatever way you need to do it, if at every given moment you simply choose out of all the options available to you the most exciting one and act on it to the best of your ability until the next most exciting moment makes itself revealed to you, or until there is no more excitement in that and you look around for another. But it can be anything. You might decide, out of all the options you have available to you at any given moment, that simply taking a walk in the park is the most exciting thing you can imagine doing at that moment. If you diminish that, if you devalue that as if it had no business or no place having anything at all to do with this idea of environmental protection that you say you're excited about, then you're missing the point. If that really is the most exciting thing that occurs to you at that moment that you're capable of doing, then it is connected, and the excitement is what tells you that it is. Because who knows what you're going to think of on that walk? Who knows who you might meet? Who knows what you might see? That will dovetail right back in to the other thing that you may not really have an ability to do anything about at the moment. That may not right then contain all your highest excitement. Will you please move yourself to a spot where there is no obstruction between yourself and the channel's chair?
Okay.
And be about, say 10, 20, 30 feet away, whatever you wish, but not right up on it.
Okay.
You have a clear line?
Oh. Okay. Yes.
All right. Now, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
How did you get there?
I walked.
That's all? You didn't have to think about it? You didn't have to plan it? You didn't have to say, well, what am I going to do when I get to that spot? You didn't have to think about, well, what's going to happen after step number 4? Should I make step number 5 there or here?
Well, I thought a little bit
step
about
number 5 is here.
here.
Will I be able to influence step number 6? Will step number 7 be as powerful as it could be if step number 6 is over there instead of over here?
No.
If you did all that, you wouldn't have walked. You wouldn't be where you are now.
It's true.
It would have been impossible. And that's what you're doing to your life. You're trying to second guess, third guess, fourth guess, fifth guess, sixth guess, seventh guess yourself, thinking that you need to know every single move you're going to ever make. And that is going to straitjacket you so that you won't be able to move at all. None of you lack any trust. You never have, never will. There's no such thing as a lack of trust. No such thing. Not even for a second. No such thing. Never has been, never will be a lack of trust. The question is, what definition are you putting your trust in? Ask yourself, is this thing not exciting because my definitions make it not exciting? Or is it really not who I am? And conversely, is this thing really the thing that excites me the most, or does it only seem that way because I'm too afraid to go in the direction that actually is representative of my excitement, and I'm only making this seem like the exciting thing so I won't have to pay attention to that? Always double check yourself. Always take that moment of honesty, and once you have determined whether or not it's simply your beliefs that are coloring it or not, then you can proceed with clarity. And if you simply practice that, and with self-honesty, you'll get the hang of knowing how to tell the difference. Each and every one of you now, allow yourselves a moment to remember who you truly are. Let go of all assumptions for this moment of what you think you are, who you believe you have been taught to be, who you believe you need to be, what you think you need to do, where you think you need to go. Just let go. And remember that the act of surrender is simply the act of acceptance, total acceptance of yourself. Surrendering is not the giving up of anything except the things that are not you. And to allow the universe to show you who you were created to be, who you are. Know that you already have what it is you wish to have. And in a state of humble gratitude, to thank the infinite for what you already have. And let it be shown to you that you have it. That is prayer. Prayer must remain in the present, not project into the future, for that is a denial of who you are now. Not long for the past, for that is a denial of where you are now. Denial leads to separation, leads to projection, leads to blame. Responsibility is yours to have, and responsibility is your power.
As has been often said, you are shifting your frequencies from one reality level to another, and this is so. But you are always shifting. You are shifting now. It is a natural thing that you do. You don't have to wait to shift. You've been shifting. You've been shifting all your lives. This is the way motion is created. This is what happens when you create the illusion of movement. The only way to create the illusion of movement is to actually shift from parallel reality to parallel reality that's slightly different than the reality you were in before. So you're shifting now, you're shifting now, you're shifting now, you're shifting now, you're shifting now. Through constantly shifting parallel realities. The idea is that you don't notice this so much because each new reality you shift to is very similar to the one you were existing in before. The idea of noticing the change is to create there to be a bigger difference between the parallel reality you shift to and the one that you were in before. That's when you know you're shifting. That's when you reveal to yourselves that you're always constantly shifting, and that learning to shift is not something you have to do. You do it automatically. You do it by your own second nature. It is natural to you to shift. This is the nature of how reality works. This is the nature of how change exists. So the question is not, can you shift? The question is, what will you shift to? And how different will you allow the shift to be based on your definitions and your belief systems of what you believe is possible for you? And this is why it is of paramount importance, as has been said this day, for you to really focus on the idea of the frequency, the vibrational frequency, the state of being that you prefer your reality to be, and thus then understand, based on what we have just said about shifting to parallel Earth realities, that when you change the vibration of your being, it's not that you change the world. It's that you take yourself, you shift yourself to a parallel Earth already existing on the vibratory level you have created within yourself. So it's not about having to force anyone else to change. It's only about you changing and taking yourself to whatever reality, whatever parallel Earth is representative of the vibrational frequency you have created within your own state of being. And thus then find yourself surrounded by other beings who already populate that world, but are already more representative of the vibrational frequency you have created yourself to shift to. Is this making some sense to you? All right. The idea here, again, is that this is simple physics. As many of your scientists are beginning to realize, everything exists all at once, all now, in a sense, all here. But you create the illusion of separation by creating differences in vibrational frequency. As each and every one of you goes to your homes this day of your time, after these interactions, many of you may sit down on one of your couches, you may pick up one of your remotes, you may turn on one of your television sets, and your TV set technology is a perfect analogy of what we are talking about. The idea is that you know that at any given moment, there are any number of dozens of television programs that are available to you at that moment that all coexist simultaneously. But you will only get the program that you tune your channel to. This is exactly how physical reality is holographically structured. Whatever vibrational realm you exist on, whatever state of vibrational being you choose to be, is the reality you get. What you put out is what you get back. Simple physics. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Simple physics. That's all this is. It's about creating the appropriate state that you prefer in your own being and allowing reality, in a sense, to reflect back to you the shift you have made in yourself. But you must understand that the opposite is also true. You cannot perceive what you are not the vibration of. If you tune your television set, to use this analogy further, to what you call your channel 2, you will not receive the program on channel 4. You have to tune your set to channel 4 to get that program. Likewise, based on the reality you say you prefer, if you do not allow yourself in your definitions, in your emotions, in your thoughts and actions and behaviors in life to exemplify the vibratory reality that you say you prefer to live in, then you will not be actually capable of perceiving any opportunities that could actually allow you to synchronistically get yourself, shift yourself to that reality. Remember, what you are not the vibration of remains invisible to you. Many times individuals wonder, why can't I do this? Why can't I get there? Why doesn't this happen? It may simply be an issue of that they are on a frequency, operating in a frequency domain that creates certain opportunities to remain invisible to them, unknowable to them, unimaginable to them. They will never even conceive of those ideas, nor recognize them even if they were right in front of their face, because they're not operating on that level. You have to be in the state to see the opportunities and the doorways that actually lead to that reality. This is, again, simple physics. It is a very, very, very simple concept, a very fundamental concept, but we understand that many people on your planet seem to have a lot of difficulty in relating to this idea and creating the kind of changes within themselves that they say they want to make. This all simply comes down to the notion of definitions, how you define your reality, belief systems, basically is what we are talking about. Because you cannot have an actual experiential reality except as is based upon the strongest thing you believe it can be. The strongest way you define your relationship to it and to yourself. All experiences in life are based upon, in your physical reality, in your physical dimension, all experiences are based upon the strongest definition you have bought into about that reality. There have been many, many discussions about the different kinds of realities that your probable futures may hold. And I say this, as has been said, they are simply probable futures. Nothing is set in stone, nothing is chiseled in steel. You have the wherewithal to understand that these are simply a function of the probabilities. That there is no the future. There are many, many, many possible futures. The idea, as we have just explained it, is whatever vibratory realm you exist in, whatever state of being you decide is true for you, will be, generally speaking, the future, so to speak, you will experience. And even if there are other people who think completely oppositely, who believe completely opposite of you, they will have their reality experience as well. The idea, again, is that you don't have to change your world. You simply need to shift to a world that's already representative of the change you wish to experience, and allow those that wish to remain in the vibrational world that they have been in to remain there, because that earth will exist as well, and does exist right now. All these parallel realities exist right now, at the same time, just like the television programs. So, to further stretch the analogy, what this all comes down to, by using the analogy of your TV program, is to understand it all comes down to transformational vibration, TV. All right? That's what you're dealing with. Transformational vibrations, TV. You decide what TV show you're going to experience. But you have to tune to that channel, or you will not be capable of seeing that particular TV show you say you desire to see. Does this make sense?